So you're sitting on your couch, you're in the back seat of your car, you're sitting on the toilet and you're watching YouTube and you're going, hey, full-time RV life looks great because I'm seeing 15 minutes of everybody's life and it looks like something I want to do. Well, hold on, buckaroo. We've got a few reasons as to, well, why RV life full-time sucks. Hello everyone and welcome back to Life Redesigned. My name is Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And in 2022, Carrie and I, after being married for 28 years, sold everything that we owned, which means we have nothing hiding in friends' houses, no storage units anywhere, nothing hiding in the middle of the woods waiting for us to come back to.
No.
In fact, everything that we own is in our 2023-22 MLE by Grand Design. And if you think that was easy to get out in one sentence, boy, are you wrong. But one of the things that no one really pointed out to us is that while, just like you, we were watching YouTube and going, hey, this is a lifestyle that we want, no one was pointing out the bad stuff. In fact, you have a lot of channels that like to tell you about they just RV endlessly and then they do 90% of their videos from their kitchen and their sticks and bricks hiding up somewhere up in New England. Well, we don't do that. We just give you straight truth. Something you would like to have more of, and who wouldn't like a little more honesty in the world of YouTube? Click the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and you will be alerted to whenever Carrie and I post a new video, which lately, Carrie, has been twice a week.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more of these we got in us, but you never know. But today we want to talk about things that, well, no one's talking about. Things that if you're not prepared for, can really take your RV full-time living experience right down into the crapper.
Yeah.
And well, let's go. Carrie has a list. She's going to read them off.
Number one.
And we're going to let you all know. Number one is
always have new neighbors.
Okay, now, back when we had a sticks and bricks, we had a neighbor next door that, well, he liked to chain smoke cigarettes, and he liked to do that right outside our youngest daughter's bedroom. And when it's hot in New Hampshire, you open the windows, and she would get flooded by about 3 cartons of Pall Mall lights. It was never a good experience. Now, being a former smoker myself, I understood, but it shows you what happens when you have neighbors all the time. And that's a situation where one neighbor for 17 years, yeah, that was a lot of Pall Malls.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard pressed to go next door and go, excuse me, can you don't know these people.
With this lifestyle, you're getting new neighbors constantly. And while sometimes you hope for the best, well, it doesn't always plan out that way.
No.
A lot of people are not like you, they're not camping like you, they're not living like you, and they don't mind showing up at 2 in the morning and having a family reunion 3 feet from your front steps.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, there's not much you can do about it. You just hope and pray that either they leave before you or you leave before them.
Yep.
That being said, this happens far more than not. Number 2, Carrie.
Is nothing is ever the same, and that includes RV park policies.
All right, now this is a big one. Now, every time you think you've got it nailed down, boom, you're surprised. And now, Carrie and I are members of the 1,000 Trails network of RV parks, and with that comes Encore and stuff of that nature. And one of the things that we find out, something as simple as doing laundry, can be a convoluted mess, because each place is run independently, so each place has their own system. Some may take orders, some may not. Some may use only credit cards, some you have to download an app for, and then some you have to buy a card and put money on the card and hopefully you do enough laundry, or else you end up with a whole bunch of cards that have 50 cents on them. And that goes for things like getting mail, things about what your quiet hours are, and if refer back to point 1 about neighbors, and just in general, things that you can and cannot do. Now, I'm not a big fan of HOAs, but I am a big fan of having structure. And if you are like me and you like structure, this is not a lifestyle for you when it comes to parks and not having the same policies or enforcing the policies that they do have.
True.
Well, welcome to our bedroom. All right, number 3, Carrie.
Trusting strangers.
Well, we're not going to be trusting strangers in our bedroom, that's for sure. But to that point of trusting strangers and being on the road, well, there you go. You have to trust that if your truck breaks down, that you call just random Uncle Willie's tow truck and fried chicken service, and that he's going to take care of you and he's not going to bend you over in the process. That's a pretty tough one. In the sticks and bricks, we had plumbers, we had electricians, we had a contractor, we had, anything that could go wrong. Hell, we even had an appliance repairman.
Yeah.
Out on the road, we have no relationships. As we've seen from buying the RV and buying the truck, not having those relationships, well, it kind of sucks, because every time, every interaction, you're starting over from scratch. A case in point, 2 weeks ago down here in Paradise in the Florida Keys, there was a knock on the door at 1 in the morning. Now, I had to go trust that the person on the other side of that door, who was a stranger, wasn't going to murder me while I opened the door. Fortunately for us, it was just to let us know that after a night of drinking in Key West, that we had left the awning out and there was a terrible storm coming. But at the same time, if we were boondocking or stuff of that nature, you really have to trust in your fellow man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Enough of that. Number 4.
Your chores don't stop.
The chores never effing stop. Period. When we lived in our home, in 17 years, every time I would come home, Carrie would go, "Hey, Bob, guess what?" And every time I would cringe and go, "No speak English. My name Julio." And I would try to get out of that chore. Yeah. I've changed my name so many times that it didn't matter anymore. In fact, legally, I can't change my name anymore. But the chores never stop, and they're on you. Because while you can farm out some work to have done, ultimately, you don't have time to wait most of the time. Something breaks on travel day and you're stuck in that parameter that you need to get out at that hour, it's on you. And I can quite say that in the 4 weeks that we've been down here in the Florida Keys, I had 2 of those. I was on vacation, and in those 2 weeks, every day was another chore that we needed to do, whether it was to install a wee boost, whether it was to make sure the caulking was right, replace a hose because we had a leak. You get the point. It's constantly happening. No matter what size rig you have chores.
Yep.
Next
and
one.
then you can never find anything.
You can't. And this goes for something as simple as Carrie and I changed our diet, and we decided that we were going to live a keto/carnivore lifestyle. And with that comes a very specialized set of food. And in Key West, your choices for grocery shopping are Publix, a Winn-Dixie, and Publix.
Yep.
And if you're on a specialized diet of pretty much any kind, good luck with that. They stock primarily for the mass. And if you want a hot dog bun with 80 carbs, you can get it there. But if you want one that's got 3, that ain't happening. Just sometimes things such as shower gel, razor blade, things that you're accustomed to are not always available.
Nope.
And that really sucks.
Sure does.
And what else we got?
Privacy.
Oh, this is a big one. Privacy. You never have it. Whether it's trying to take a poop or whether it's trying to hide your poop hose from your neighbors, you never have privacy living the full-time RV life.
Nope.
In fact, there's times where I have to use the bathroom 3 inches away from where Carrie's doing dishes. Now, while we're courteous to one another and
I'll walk away.
Yeah, but there is no privacy, nor should you have an expectation ever of privacy. And that we've come into points where Carrie and I have been, after 28 years of marriage, we were a little romantic in Pennsylvania. Amish country, what could go wrong? There's some guy, Steve, who has seen more of Bob than he ever needed to see because, that's just RV life. And Steve liked to peek through our window. So, Steve, if you still watch the videos, we hope you're doing well.
Hey.
But there's that expectation of privacy that you get in a sticks and bricks home that you're not going to get
Yeah.
on the road. And that comes in all forms, and if you can think of it, it happens. And I believe we reached the end of our list.
We did.
So that being said, I could take Carrie's list and I could flip that around and make this all the reasons why you should love full-time RV life. Now, if you were on the fence and you're thinking about going full-time, Carrie and I highly recommend that you do your research. And you do your research based on your own lifestyle and your own expectations. Now, if you like real, honest assessments of RV life, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and oh, by the way, you can also join
Yes.
our little special group here, and we'll give you a little few surprises along the way. That being said, don't ever trust everything that you watch on YouTube, because in between the flux of infomercials, they're getting about 10% of someone's life. And those drone shots that go overhead and that suck you into that video, well, they come at a cost. About 3 hours worth of setup, about $1,000 in equipment. You get the point. They're there to sell you a lifestyle. This lifestyle for us has been absolutely fantastic, and we highly recommend anybody who has the financial means and understanding of what this lifestyle is to jump on board, because life is short. As Carrie and I found, once the kids left, sitting on the couch waiting for them to come back wasn't the best use of our life.
No.
Being out here, and hell, we just saw manatees swimming in the marina. That's an amazing experience that we'll probably have once, maybe twice in a lifetime. And for that, there is no substitute. There is no
Nope.
change for, right? So we hope you found this little look into RV life helpful. And until the next time, I am Bob,
I'm Carrie.
and this has been Life Redesigned.